Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. It's Thursday, and you already know what that means. Plenty of laughs, off the subject discussions, and of course, real boxing talk. So pop open a cold one or vino. Here's the real life Tres Amigos, sports TV broadcaster and reporter, Bethel Duran, your host.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
And co-host, legendary Golden Boy matchmaker, Roberto Diaz, and world champion trainer, Joel Diaz. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ThursDIAZ.
Jeremiah Gallegos hooking up the intro right there. I'm going to take care of that. See, we're getting all fancy for you guys as we take care of everything. Thanks to everybody for joining us on ThursDIAZ. And if you're wondering where's everybody at, well, it's me. And you're like, wait a minute. Really? This is what I came for? This is it? Yeah, it's just me tonight. Coach Joel Diaz might be joining us later. Roberto Diaz is flying right now, so he was delayed, so he won't make it in time from his destination. So it's just me. And I wasn't going to do it. And I was like, you know what? Let me interact with you guys. Let's see what's going on. Actually, Fino Boxing, I might have you come on the show. So this is your show for you guys tonight. Coach is driving back home, so we might check him out. Alan Zamora, if you want to leave, go, bro. I'm going to tell me some good-ass stories. So once again, thanks to Jeremiah Gallegos for the intro right now. That was awesome. Thank you so much. And we have that intro always. So I want to say this to you guys. First of all, thank you so much for the support of ThursDIAZ. And every single week, Thursday morning, I start getting people saying, hey, Beto, are we doing the show? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Yeah. It all depends on what my partners are up to. I thought Coach is going to fight this week. He's not. I got my Figueroas confused. And for those of you guys wondering, get Tono on? Nah, there's nobody on. It's only going to be me tonight. It's going to be a quick show. Actually, my kid's playing on TV right now, and I'm doing ThursDIAZ. So I don't have a TV in the Beto Vision Studios in the garage. So actually, he's not playing. He's on the bench, but they're playing Jay Serra. So he might play in the fourth quarter. So if you guys want to keep me updated, it's on a KDOC. So just look up KDOC. It's St. John Bosco's playing Jay Serra down in San Juan Capistrano. So I thought about it. When Coach, I was talking to him this morning, was telling me that he's driving back home and he doesn't know if he's going to be able to make it. I thought about not doing the show. I knew Roberto was going to be traveling, so he was going to be iffy. And then I was texting with Coach this morning. He said, a lot of people asking if we're doing it or not because we didn't do it last week. And I got thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? We do this for you, the fans. We enjoy doing it, love doing it. And I said, Coach, if you're back in time, jump on. We'll get you on for a couple minutes. And if you don't, I'll go do it solo. And it's fun because the interaction that we get. Now, some of you might be saying, well, you don't get a bunch of views on YouTube. I'm not Fino Boxing. I don't have 800,000 subscribers, which great for them. They do a fantastic job. I'm not Tino in Little Giant Boxing where he posts anything Canelo, he gets 1 million views. I don't care about the amount of people that subscribe, don't subscribe, view, don't view. Because as long as there's one person watching, that's all that matters. When you do a show and you make an impact on one person's life that night, whether it's a distraction for what they're going on or whether it's a chance for them to listen the next morning via the podcast, that's all that really matters. Like if you get so caught up in how many views do I have? How many followers do I have? Well, who cares? Worry about the people that you do have. So we have a tight-knit community here on ThursDIAZ. Every single Thursday, for the most part of a year, we have been able to do a show for you guys. And I listen to some different shows. Especially when I'm working a fight, I try to listen to different boxing podcasts. And I'm not being a hater here. I am not. But I get bored after 15 minutes, if I even get that far. Because it's, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, what do you think about that? It's like sports talk radio. I used to work in it for a lot of years. And you're giving opinions and stuff. And you're like, do we really know what's going on? And to me, that's boring. I'd rather hear stories about what's going on instead of what is possible of hanging on. And as Mando Cuñado says, worry about the good stories and the pláticas. And it's for real, man. There it is. Like, I kid you not. Every single weekend, I get people telling me on my Instagram, hey, I listened to the show. So good. You got me through an hour and a half commute that we got. And coach's stories are always so good. Roberto's stories are always so good. The people that you guys have, it's always so good. And a lot of people in the boxing world and pheno boxing can attest to this, that they think they're experts. We have two experts on the show, Roberto Diaz and Joel Diaz. They don't come off as experts. They come off as fans that enjoy doing what they're doing. And every single week you hear that refreshing attitude, that refreshing take. And that's what keeps me motivated. I also do two of the podcasts. On Tuesdays, I do a baseball podcast with Ricky Romero, former pitcher for the Blue Jays, and Josh Tolley, former catcher for the Blue Jays at the Mets. We just started that one. It's called Let's Go Ricky Rowe. And we do it live, and we have so many cool stories. It's like, I don't care what the Giants or the Dodgers are doing this year. Tell me about when Ricky Henderson took your money in the clubhouse, and Ricky Henderson, stuff like that. And that's what we give you guys here on Thursday, is the behind the scenes stories of what's going on and what it is to view. There's a reason that pheno boxing, man, Ellie Sekback and Tino have so many views on boxing, because they take you where nobody else is at. They show you what's going on behind the scenes. Like, we get to go and see Cowboy Stadium. We go and see the gyms through the eyes of Pheno and Ellie and a lot of the guys that are doing this stuff out there. And that's what the fans love. And whenever I speak to journalism classes, I always tell them, especially young reporters, tell me something that I can't find out on my phone. Tell me something that an app can't tell me. Show me something. Be different, be unique, do something. And the reason that we love sports so much, especially boxing, is about the shared experiences. It's about the camaraderie that you build. Look at this community here. Last weekend, I saw the Green Eye Bandit and Marco Favela on their Instagram taking pictures with Roberto, taking pictures with each other, taking pictures at Cowboy Stadium. And I'm like, hey, those are our friends right there. And Marco Favela does the artwork for the show. Does a great job. And Green Eye Bandit is out there, and it's cool. Sending me messages like, hey, I'm here with Roberto. Here, I'm here with Coach. Like that's fantastic. That's why we love sports, is because the memories that you create. That's why we love boxing, right? You pick whoever your favorite's going to be. And that's where that camaraderie comes from. And the storytelling that we have here on ThursDIAZ is, I'm not being biased. It's the best out there. We don't have an agenda. There's a reason we've never had a fighter on, is because we don't want to start saying, oh, you're favoring this guy, you're favoring that guy. The reason is just us, because that's all you really need, is just the story time for you. And I'm going to be completely honest. Doing this boxing podcast has reinvigorated my love that I have for boxing, because every single week after the show, even though I get a little buzzed, I'm editing the podcast version, and it takes a while, about an hour. And I listen back to the show. I'm like, damn, that was a damn good show. Like, Roberto telling the story about El Coyote and Marco Antonio Barrera, awesome. Him telling the stories about going to London. Like, look, honestly, are we ever going to go see a fight in London? Most of us, probably not. I mean, I'm going to eventually. I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. But, I understand that you, the viewer, you, the listener, has a 9-to-5 job. You got kids, you got priorities, you got to do this, you got to do that. And it's like, what do we got to do here? And if we can go and take you and have you escape for an hour, we're doing a job. And it's not even a job. I'm not making money on it. No, it's a labor of love for you guys. So when I'm sitting back listening to Coach and Roberto tell stories, it takes me back to being that fan. And as a sports reporter, you lose that. My story, if you guys don't know, I started in this business in 2000, Democratic National Convention. And I started working at ESPN Radio, throwing out the t-shirts. And I started working behind the scenes at regular sports talk radio. I covered so for 10 years, I did every Laker game, every Dodger game, every Clipper game, every Angel game, every USC, every UCLA for a lot of years. That's what my job was. Got into boxing in 2013, December 2013. as an audition to be the backup to somebody. And I'm like, damn, this is awesome. I always was a fight fan. I'd always go to it. But working behind the scenes and seeing what's going on, it's like, damn, this is cool. Like, the best people to interview are boxers because they will tell you the damn truth. No other sport can you go to somebody's place of training and just stand next to him. Like, think about it. Ellie Sackback is in Robert Garcia's gym, and he's getting millions of views because Ellie's standing right next to Virgil Ortiz or Mikey Garcia. And same thing, everybody goes to gyms. You're not going to go to LeBron James practice. When we covered the Lakers, you sit in a room while the Lakers are practicing, and then you're allowed to watch the last 10 minutes of them practicing, and it's usually them shooting free throws. That's it. I mean, how many times have we seen people while they're working the mitts or the bags, and all of a sudden there's a camera right there, and the guys are still doing it while they're shadowboxing? It's crazy. Boxing is crazy. Boxers are the most honest and also the craziest ones because, as I was told early on, remember, they're not normal. They get hit in the head on purpose, and they like it, and they ask for more. So there's a little something screwy there. So that's why we love it. That's why we respect anybody that gets into the ring. So update on me. Next Saturday, road trip. Going to Tijuana. Elite Boxing Promotions, also NGBA in Linwood. They're putting on a show in Tijuana. I am making my debut at Big Punch Arena. And if you're a fight fan and you don't know about Big Punch Arena, then you're not a fight fan. In Tijuana, Big Punch Arena, check it out. And it's going to be on their YouTube and Facebook for Elite Boxing Promotions. Check it out. And you'll see crazy stuff going on. I have no idea what's going on. You know me, Latino Light, going down to Tijuana. Jessica Rosales will be on the broadcast with me. She's cool. We are going to go. So if you want to go, we'll see you next Saturday in Tijuana. Driving down early, going to Puerto Nuevo. And then the fights start at 2. Our broadcast gets going at 5. And hopefully I'm across the border before midnight and then back to CBS on Sunday. So Big Punch Arena next weekend. Elite Boxing. I'll start posting it on my Instagram and you'll see all that. So that's next Saturday. I think Chimpa's girlfriend Lorraine is going to be on the card. A bunch of fighters coming out of NGBA in Linwood. And also, a boxing podcast I do want you to recommend is check it out. My man, the best Twitter account possible. Tim Boxeo. All right? Tim Boxeo. You need to follow him on Twitter. The reason you need to follow him, Tim Boxeo, I have no idea who he is. He's a dude that tweets the links to every single fight you can ever think of. So right now he's tweeting fights that are in Mexico. Tomorrow he'll have fights from Australia. He'll have fights from Ghana. He'll have fights from Australia, Poland, Germany. Tim Boxeo also has a podcast where he starts talking about club shows. He doesn't even watch the big shows. He only watches the club shows. So he came out with some shirts. Go and buy one from him. Support him. This is a dude, Tim Boxeo. He just started a podcast. Tim Boxeo will buy a pay-per-view for West Virginia boxing, Montana boxing, $8, and he'll post a link or he'll post the results. He's a fantastic dude. He has his own podcast. So shout out to Tim Boxeo. And he's the king and says, I love Big Punch Arena. So I'm going to wear that shirt to Big Punch Arena next weekend. So we'll take care of all of that. Let's see here. Fino Boxing. You know what? Fino, send me a DM. I'm going to get you on the show in a little bit. All right, send me a DM. Here we go. We guys got questions. Jesus M. Can you do commentary in Spanish? No. I don't speak Spanish the way that Spanish broadcasters do. I do speak Spanish. I speak Mexican Spanish. I have no problem saying it. But the proper formal Spanish, the way they do it on Telemundo or Azteca, that is not how I speak. And it would be an injustice for me to even try to do that. And also, let me give you the behind the scenes, Jesus M. Spanish commentary, they don't pay. Spanish TV will pay you half of what you work in English. The 1 year I was the Lakers sideline reporter for Spanish TV for Time Warner Deportes, I insisted I got paid the same amount that I would if I was doing English. They wanted to pay me less. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. But as far as other stuff, doing stuff in Spanish, no, because my audience speaks English. The people who follow me speak English. They're not speaking Spanish first. That's what I always tell people when they're like, oh, you should do stuff in Spanish. I'm like, yeah, but everybody who follows me, we understand it, but we're not speaking Spanish first. Like, it's a fine line. And people are like, oh, I love watching the Spanish broadcast. You know who says that? White people who don't understand Spanish. Because if you're listening to a Spanish broadcast, not Ricardo Celis, but the ones that are in Mexico, the guys, all they're doing is they're just gritando, right? Oh, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, he just threw a jab, bro. Like, you don't have to be excited for every single punch. It's not that big of a deal. So they just scream and scream and scream. Celis is awesome. But I admit that when I'm watching the Spanish broadcast, him and Claudio Trejos, that I don't understand everything. So the last thing I want to do while I'm watching the fight is try to concentrate to translate, because I think English first. And I mean, people are like, oh, you forgot your roots. It's not that. It's just the way that I was brought up. Like, that's the way Spanish is the second language for me. Like, I got to be in Spanish. Once I learned how to properly, how many of us took the Spanish class where you had to learn to write and the preterite really messed you up, right? That was hard, right? And then all of a sudden you're thinking backwards. How many of us would say, quiero una soda, when it's really un refresco, right? We had to unlearn the Mexican slang and learn the proper Spanish. Jesus M. Jesse Lozada is awesome. Yeah. Jesse Lozada is fantastic on Spanish. But Adrian Garcia Marquez, way better on Fox Deportes. Adrian Garcia Marquez is the best out there doing it. He should be doing English stuff. And Adrian's actually doing some soccer for Fox La Liga Mexico, whatever, something Mexico. But I know he's doing stuff in English for them. But Adrian is fantastic. Jesse Lozada is good. But imagine Jesse Lozada coming and doing English. Like, it's going to have that accent. Let's see what else. What preparation do you have for a fight? Do you follow the same rule? Inform the audience they don't know. That's an interesting question. All right, so let me give you a scenario for fight week. If I'm working a fight on Saturday, my preparation probably starts the week before. They give us notes. They send us notes. I don't rely on them that much because I want to have my own information. Now, I'm going to have the notes that they give us, and DAZN does a great job giving us all the preparation, the notes, the background on them. But remember what I went back and said, tell me what I don't know? And I kid you not, I would treat the 4-round fighter the same way I'll treat the Canelo fighter. You go and you give me information. First thing I do, I Google them. And by Googling them, you find out if there's a story written about them, especially kids that you've never heard of. So you Google them, you find out what's going on. Sometimes the box rec is different from the records that you've been given, so you want to try to figure out what's going on. Also, for kids who only have 3 or 4 fights, you go and look at it, and you're like, okay, that's what his last fight was on YouTube. You go and look at that, and you're like, okay, sometimes he's 4-0 with 4 KOs, and you're like, yeah, you're going to say that. Then you go and look who he fought. It's Fulano de Tal, who wasn't really showing up, and he got punched, and all of a sudden he's got knocked out. So I'm like, I'm not going to make a big deal about a guy who knocked somebody out who, was trying to make money to go make a car payment, Then I go on their Instagram because Instagram will show you everything about them. And what I do with the research with that is that's where it's, oh, does he have a family? Oh, you might see that he's running at 6 a.m, or he might run at night. That's something that is different. Just you go and you look at their social media, see what it is about that, because you always have that preparation of, if I'm a normal fan who's watching this and I'm seeing this kid for the first time, why should I want to root for him? Why do I want to invest time in him? Like, hey, you go and tell me like, oh, this kid works at Subway and then he runs at night and then he's also going to school, and you're like, oh shit. Like, dude, that kid kind of reminds me of me. So that's the preparation that I have. And then from there, you start paring it down. Usually I have everything on my phone. The reason I learned that is early on, I would have a bunch of papers, but then you put it on the desk, and sometimes because you're ringside, the sweat flies, the blood flies, and you have a bunch of papers. So I have an app that has a database of all the fighters. It's called OneNote, and I have everything on there. And every single time that I see a fighter, I'll add more information. So it's I like to do it. And then weigh-in day, I go and talk to the fighter. I see how they're doing. I talk to them, see what's going on. Like, hey, see what else you have here. Anybody want to shut me out? Whatever, just something like that. We know everything about the bigger guys, but it's still good to know and see what it is. If Virgil Ortiz, for example, they'll give you notes on him, but if you go on his Instagram, you're like, damn, Virgil was playing a concert the night before for the room, right? Stuff like that. You find out guys like Call of Duty. Anything that you can to make the fan want to say, I want to root for that kid. something like that. Or if you're like, oh, his brother is a minor league baseball player or something, something like that. Or, and one of the things I always do is ask the fighters, anything on your trunks? Why? Like Lamont Roach Jr., for example. First time I met him, his trunk said Tia, T-I-A. I'm like, damn, man. Like this black dude from DC is honoring his aunt. So I was like, hey, so who's Tia? He's like, Tia? You mean Tia? I'm like, yeah, well, Tia's my mom. It's like, oh, Mexican thinking, Tia, him saying Tia, his mom. So that's little things like that. Or ask like guys like, why do they have a certain patch or whatever it is? And like, fighters always have something on the front of the belt, something on the back of the belt. I like to know that because I'm curious by nature. So if I'm a fan at home going, well, who's that? Like Alexis is Rocha. But then the notes will say brother of Ronnie Rios. You're like, well, how are they brothers? What's the deal? Same mom, something like that. And little things like that. You're right. No mom is not Tia. And it's like, yeah, because I was like, maybe he's Mexican or something. Maybe he's Dominican or Puerto Rican or something like that. But yeah, it's there it is. Okay, so Ruben Polanco, what about those boxing translators in the ring? Okay, I'll tell you this. Translating is the most effing thing to do. Roberto is amazing at it. He is fantastic at it. And Roberto flows in English and Spanish. When I've had to do it, where I interview a fighter, and they're telling me, like, for ESPN, I would do that. They're, hey, you're going to interview him, and you can translate, right? I'm like, yeah. But I'd always ask him, like, do you guys have another translator? Because in my contract, I don't have translator fees in there. And sometimes they're like, oh, yeah, we'll throw a little bit extra. But I just let it be known, like, hey, I'm not the best translator. I'm good, but I'm not the best. And I'm like, okay. So it's cool. I understand if people are like, hey, we respect you. I don't ever want people, because my job is to be the English reporter. I don't want people to say, hey, you're going to do it because you speak Spanish. I'm like, just because I speak it doesn't mean I'm doing it for free. On my side as a reporter. Now, if you're paying me to be the translator and you have the budget for it, then use that damn translator. That's why sometimes I've done interviews where I'll interview the fighter and then I'll also interview the translator because that's his job. So you have to know the line, because the moment you start doing stuff for free, they're going to take advantage and I keep asking you to do it. It is a commodity. Like when I'm as a ringside reporter, if it's in their fight or if I'm doing the play-by-play and they're in the corner and saying, chingatelo, blah, 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 I'll translate that. Like the instructions, I'll translate that because it adds to the broadcast. But I'm not going to do it specifically for that. But as far as translating, what I always tell the fighters, think about it. The dude just knocks somebody out. The emotions, bah, rah, rah, you're all fired up, you're all emotional, and then you have a dude come over and asking you questions, and you're talking so fast, blah, 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 and what happens? Like they get so caught up in the moment. So I always tell them, hey, breathe, right? Before if you ever see me in the ring, I'm whispering to the guy, I'm like, breathe. I said, I'm going to ask the questions. I'm going to ask in English, then I'm asking Spanish. You answer me, then I'll translate it. Also, keep your answers short. I tell these guys, keep the answers short. So the key is when you're the ring reporter and you're translating and you're doing that, there's no need for you to ask a long ass question. You don't have to say, okay, then you came in, this and this and that, and then blah, 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 and at the end you're going to, so how do you feel? Just ask, how do you feel? Simple as that. Keep it short. And then I've even told the guys at times, like, hey, if I tap you, cut the answer. Like, yeah, aplácate. Like, be done. And what you do is you listen for the keywords and you try to get it and you try to translate as best as possible. Now, as far as like the people who are translating in the ring, I'm not going to say anything. It's a hard job to do. Very few people can do it. And if they're not good at it, they get replaced. It's all I'll say to that. Because all of us, myself included, it's very easy to critique when you're at home and you're loaded and you're watching. You're like, damn, he didn't say that. Also, in the arena, you can't hear what they're saying. You at home have the microphone piped into your TV and you have the surround sound. In the arena, it's hard to hear what the dude is saying right next to you. So you have a headpiece in because he's saying it to you, but then it's going out to the rest of the stadium. So it's something hard. So it's it's interesting to do. My cousin Hector, OG, hi primo, what's up, primo? You're in Oakland. He actually put a ThursDIAZ sticker on in Oakland. If you see him, there you go. Let's see, we're here. I've never had to leave LA, but if you did, what sports market would you like to work in? So my background is I try to get a TV job anywhere in the world. Seriously, I went 0 for 22 getting TV jobs. I applied for jobs in Yuma, Arizona, Bend, Oregon, all up and down the West Coast. Couldn't get anything. So, but I stuck with it in radio. I had an opportunity a couple of times for jobs in the Midwest, and it's like I'm covering the Lakers in their championship run. I don't need to go cover the Bulls who sucked at the time. Willie Montalvo. Has a boxer ever got pissed at you, got in your face, or yelled at you? No. As long as you don't take any cheap shots and you're doing your job. The reason is I've had fighters critique me and say that I was this or that. I'm not going to say something, but I got into a Twitter argument one time with a fighter who was telling me that I was just a big old hater. And I finally corrected him and said, hey, you're talking about my partner, not me. Like, simple as that. And he's like, his answer was, will you let him go? I'm like, all right, cool. But I was taught this early on by Jose Mota, Angel broadcaster, who said, never take anything personal. And if somebody's mad at you for telling the truth, that's not your fault. Now, if you are overly critical and you coming off as a hater, well, aren't you there to be an analyst? Like, no, I'm not an analyst. I do the play-by-play. I'm the main guy, or I'm the reporter. But has a boxer ever got pissed at me for it? No. I mean, baseball players have gotten mad at me for some of my questions, but baseball players are really soft and sensitive, and they don't really like to be questioned about anything. But no, I've never had moments where like people are like, oh, this is that. I will tell you guys this story. The last time Jojo Diaz fought, a lot of people didn't like my line of questioning with him. And I asked Jojo, like, you're not mad for losing your belt at the scale? And it wasn't me being personal or attacking Jojo. I spoke with facts. And also Jojo and I go back to when he was an amateur. So I knew that I could ask him this. And I felt like I did a solid job in the interview. I didn't let him off the hook. And he didn't want to get let off the hook. He gave me raw, good answers. And we get done. And then I go in the back in the locker room, just like normal, like I would, because I've known Jojo since he was 17 years old. I was like, hey, man, good fight tonight. Tough one. You know, next time it was a draw, whatever. And he's like, yeah, man, cool. And I was like, hey, just to let you know, like, we good? He's like, yeah, why? I was like, you know, I had a job to do. I had to ask the tough questions. He's like, yeah, I know. Because Jojo's also been an analyst with me. We've worked fights together. We worked the Boxing Hall of Fame weekend fights. And he's like, Bethel, you did your job. And I'm like, Jojo, you did your job. You answered. And I was like, you answered the way you wanted to answer, very, very honestly. You know, cussing and different now. And I was like, all right, cool. And then the next day I look at my social media and like, holy smokes. Yeah. But who cares? It's people on Twitter and Instagram like telling me that I suck. And I'm like, cool, I suck. Great. And you watched. Like, I've been doing this a long time. If I can deal with Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich and, you know, Joe Torre and all that, I can deal with a guy with 8 followers telling me that I suck and I'm fat and all this other stuff. Like, who cares? As long as you look in the mirror when you're done with the broadcast and you're just like, hey, I'm good. I was prepared. I was solid. Now, if you take cheap shots, that's a different story. I don't do that. That's not my style, man, because you have to respect anybody for getting in there. But it's just people have their opinions about everything. And at the end of the day, who cares? And also, if I would have just been like, hey, Jojo, it's okay. You came in overweight. You'll get it next time. Then I'm a kiss ass. And that ain't me. So it's one of the you damn if you do, but it's like I said about the show. Am I worried about hundreds of thousands of people, or am I worried about one? The only person you got to worry about is yourself. You look in the mirror. I was prepared. I knew exactly what was going on. Heck, I could have brought up a bunch of other stuff with a bunch of other people, but I didn't. You just do the show. Let's see here. What else I got? Any Kobe stories, Freddie? Nah, man, not on the boxing podcast. I've told plenty of stories. Let's see here. Miguel Villarreal, how do you feel about biases? Some commentators will favor their boxers. Okay, let me break down how it works. The play-by-play guy, which would be like Jim Lampley, now Todd Grisham, myself at times. We're there just to give you what's going on, left hook, right, the action. So this is called play-by-play. It'd be like Vince Scully and Chick Hearn. That's play-by-play. The analyst is usually the former fighter. That's job is to critique, to give opinions. Play-by-play, no opinion. Analyst, former fighter, opinions. Critique, because they're the ones that have been there, done that. They know what's going on. And a lot of times they'll have a third person who, like the zone will have Chris Mannix. And they'll start typing about Chris Mannix. I'm just saying, for example. Or myself will have Doug Fisher, a member of the media who does it. And they're also there to give opinion and critique. So if it's critiquing, it's their opinion. Now, are there biases? You know who says they have biases? It's usually when that analyst is saying something against the fighter that you're going for. Because you can only please half the people half the time. So you're like, oh, he's hating on so-and-so. Nobody comes into, believe me, we have so many freaking meetings. And I'm telling you, behind the scenes, we don't have meetings where like, okay, today, are you going to hate Canelo or are you going to love Canelo? Which one is it? Okay, I'm going to hate him. Okay, you're going to love him. Like, we don't have that. Like, I know Mannix. I know Sergio. I know Roy. I know Max. I used to work with Max at radio for a lot of years. It's like they believe what they're seeing at that time. And that's it. And are there biases? Are people going to hate certain people because of grudges they might hold? I mean, we all do that. But you can't let that affect your job. And the TV world, you can't be vanilla. Like, how, you as fans, you guys watch a fight and you're like, man, he doesn't add anything. He's boring. What happens? They get replaced. Somebody's got to either provoke you, whether you like him a lot, or provoke you and hate him a lot. You don't ever want to be vanilla on TV. That's part of my problem is I'm just here, there, that's it. I blend in at times. But you got to find different ways to do it. So do people have biases? No. Do people have things that they like about certain fighters? Yes. Just the same way judges favor a fighter who comes in aggressive or somebody who's defensive, that kind of stuff. So there are no like, oh, I have a bias against so-and-so. Now, is it human nature to like a certain fighter over another? Yeah, but you can't show favoritism. Like, you don't ever say, oh, I want him to win as a sports reporter, as an analyst, because you stopped being a fan of teams forever, a long time ago. Joe Buck is the best out there, Joe Ash. He doesn't hate your team. You just hate him when your team is sucking. That's why. So tell your Dodgers not to lose and he'll love them. But the thing is, when you're an analyst, give your opinion. You have to be who you are. And if you start saying, oh, I want him to win, I want him to win, you're not fucking cheerleaders. Because if you're a cheerleader, you're going to get replaced. And you guys may think that, oh, they're cheering on for that person. No, they're not. They just like that person's style better. So here, let me get this one about Joe Buck. National broadcasters don't hate your team. The reason that they're talking about it is because that's the team. A broadcaster means they're covering the entire country. Joe Buck is hated by every single fan base because if the Dodgers are playing the Giants, the Dodger fans are going to say that he likes the Giants. The Giants fans are going to say that he likes the Dodgers. It doesn't matter. He's the best out there. He was doing the World Series when he was 26 years old. He's fantastic at what he does. The Green Eyed Bandit. Do I remember the first time I met Coach Diaz? Yeah, Fantasy Springs. I was probably my third fight ever. We had fighter meetings. He comes in and I'm like, of course I know who he is. I'm like, it's the guy with Tim Bradley. The way that I met him that day is the same way they treat me today. Really cool, really awesome. And the thing with me is I don't get close to people you work with in the business. I didn't have his phone number until we started doing the show, actually. And that was because I keep it very professional from a distance of what's going on. So there it is. All right, if you're just watching right now, it's ThursDIAZ without the Diazes. Roberto Diaz is traveling. Coach Joel Diaz is on his way back home. And I just wanted to catch up with you guys, tell you the show, what's going on. And damn, we've been doing 35 minutes. And thanks to Jeremiah Gallegos for doing the show, for everything else. If you have a couple more questions about boxing, I'll take them. And trying to see if my kid's playing or not. I guess he's still not playing. There it is. Let's see here. Yeah, Chris and Sergio's chemistry is good. Yeah, they actually do a podcast on DAZN. Here, self-promotion. Go back on DAZN's Instagram account and you'll see Always Canelo, episode 3 from Billy Joe Saunders. I'm the host of it. The reason this green screen is up, or gray screen, is because I do it from here in the garage. And it's actually pretty cool. So do it here. Did it after the show. So you see it there. So that's what we have. Alan Zamora. Am I interesting today, Alan Zamora? Yeah. So I have all kinds. We want Tono. No, not Tono today. It's just gonna be me, man. If you don't like me, then get out of here, Tony Sandoval. It's cool. There it is. So what other questions you guys have? Tono, I don't need you tonight, man. I'm on the roll, baby. So I'm good. Other than that, though, let's see here. Funny one time. Georgia's a warrior. Letty Ariola, appreciate you. What else? Will I watch Showtime on Saturday? Heck yeah, I'm a fight fan. I'm actually going to be there Saturday at the StubHub Center or Home Depot Center, whatever it's called, because Danny Roman's going to be fighting, and Danny Roman's a Thompson fighter, so he's going to be there. I'll be there with Mr. Ken Thompson and everybody from the Thompson boxing community. Alan Zamora, you hate me? That's cool. Can a boxer become a play-by-play commentary? Anybody can do it. I did it. I had no experience doing boxing play-by-play. It's freaking hard to do play-by-play. How did I do it? I auditioned by watching YouTube, and I recorded it, and I sent it in. And they're like, okay, we'll give you an opportunity. You can do it, but it's freaking hard. 7 years later doing it, and I'm still trying to improve as much as I can. So there you go. Who in boxing would I call a mentor? Nobody. And not in boxing. I'll leave it at that. Do I think Plant is even easier than Saunders for Canelo, Max Palacios? Honestly, Max, I'm the worst guy to ask that because I have no opinion about how fights are going to work. That kind of question goes to Steve Kim and Mario Lopez on 3 Knockdown Rule or the other boxing podcasts. I don't know. Like for me, I'm like, I just want to watch a fight, man. Saturday, I'm gonna be a fan, Miguel Villarreal. So if you see me, buy me a beer. Let's see here. Canelo's a cool guy to deal with. I've dealt with him for a lot of years. I'm happy he's speaking English because I've heard him cuss people out for years in English. So I'm glad he's doing that now. So there it is. All right, a couple more questions. This was fun. Actually, a chance to catch up with you guys. Oh, I still got stickers. I still got ThursDIAZ stickers. Some of you are saying that you didn't get them. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, I don't know. I mailed them all out, so I still have a few more. Coach's stickers came back. Actually had the right address. I sent it to his son, and he said, yeah, that's the right address. But they sent them back home to me. So I don't know what's going on with the mail, but there it is. Bandit, if you're going, do I need a... no, I live in Carson, man. I don't need no mover. But if you're there, cool. I know tickets are hard to come by. Okay, so my kid did not play, but the team won. That's cool. Thanks for the update. Let's see what else here. What else? Freddie Prado, you're still waiting for your sticker? See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you guys have not gotten your stickers, DM me tonight, Beto Vision, and I have the envelopes right here. I have the stickers, and I'm gone. And just DM me, Beto Vision, and I'll send the stickers out tonight. Oh, snap. You're right. You're like, why are your hands empty? My drink. I put the beer in the freezer 40 minutes ago. Fuck. All right, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Play some music or something. All right, I'm back. All right, here we go. Oh, snap. All right. Phone dead. Charging. All right. Woo. Got my beer now. It's a slushy beer from, I don't know what's it called, Urban Poison. You can drink that. It's a slushy beer that 450 North Brewing. Damn, I got tired just running over there. And Craft Beer Kings did it. Mo. So you put it in the freezer for a few minutes, and then it's supposed to be slushy. I put it in for 40. So you see it? Pour. Ooh. Very nice. For those of you guys wondering if Tonio's going to come on, forget you. Go ahead, tell Tonio how to do his own show. So cheers to you. Imagine that workshop made the tumbler. Cheers to you, the ThursDIAZ family. Oh, that is good. Damn. Raspberry, blueberry, pineapple, and coconut. Wow, that is fantastic. Wow. Woo, all right, that was good. Tío Rodrigo beer. If you guys need something, hit me up. Our sponsor, Tío Rodrigo. Here it is. We get them slow brewing. That's the micheladas. Caesar Campos. My beers come from Craft Beer Kings. Go and check out their app. Anthony Cali. Hey, Anthony Cali. Oh, man. Anthony, for that Zurdo fight, just letting you know right now, we are doing a big ThursDIAZ giveaway for the Zurdo fight if it's in LA or wherever it's maybe. Or wherever it's at. But if Zurdo's fighting in LA, we are doing a big ThursDIAZ giveaway for sure. And also, I'll need some VIP tickets because I already promised them to some people today while I was golfing. So there it is. All right, if you have any other more boxing questions, let it be known. Get them in right now. We appreciate you guys. And just DM me tonight. So if you DM me tonight, I will send the stickers out tomorrow morning. All that other good stuff. All right. So let me tell you guys about my first fight ever. Damn, that beer's good. Ooh-wee. Woo. All right, so the first fight I ever worked was Zab Judah, Paulie Malignaggi, December 2013 at Barclays Center. Cool. Rainy night, everything else, fantastic. That was cool. Now, I got done with that. Remember I told you guys I was auditioning by watching YouTube and then recording it and sending it. And they're like, okay, we'll try it after a couple of tries. We did the international broadcast. That means nobody heard me. Cool. After the third round, I'm like, after the nerves went down, I'm like, whoa, like, this is cool. Like, I can do this. Because I had done all the other sports, done high school stuff, I've done college stuff, but a fight's different. And I'm like, whoa, this is freaking awesome. Like, damn, this is cool. And I remember texting my boss at the time, I'm like, hey, I can do this. Like, all right. They're like, yeah, we're listening. You actually sound like you know what you're talking about. Cool. So for that fight, I prepared for a week. Every single day for a couple hours, I would just watch YouTube fights, turn off the volume, and just talk. And then just did that. So that was it. So it was like exactly what I needed to do, and it was just fun to do it. And after that third round, I was like, damn, this is cool. And by the time I got to the main event with Zab and Paulie Malignaggi, I was like, I'm in the zone. I'm good. I remember going back to the hotel, and I'm like, damn, this is awesome. I can do it. And then they tell me, all right, we'll see you in a couple months. And I finally get the call. I did another one in December in Washington, D.C. And then the one I got to do, the Vegas one, the first one was Canelo and Margarito when Pepe Aguilar sang the national anthem. It was cool to see that he sang the other day, this time with his daughter, and that was cool to see. Terry, all you have to do is ask for stickers. They'll probably take care of you. So that was it. But the first fight I ever did, check this out. 2010 on a show that nobody ever saw. Didn't get paid for it. It was at the Longshoreman Hall in Wilmington, California. It was supposed to be on like the local cable company there. I don't even know what cable company it was. And it was like 8 fights, like the kind of fights where they tell you that you see the flyers on the freeway, like on the sign, like how they have like the throwback with like Debbie Deb and Trenier, like those kind of posters, or like the Paisa concerts that are coming up. It was exactly like that. Fight, Longshoreman Hall. And I knew a guy, like, hey, I'm looking for an announcer to do this. I'm like, oh, I'll do it. I thought he wanted me to be the ring announcer. No, he's actually, no, maybe 2007 or something like that. I thought he wanted me to be the ring announcer. So I get there and he's like, all right, so tomorrow we'll have, you can go to the weigh-ins and meet the fighters. I'm like, cool. He's like, so you're going to be like the main guy talking the entire night. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, so do you have your own headset? I'm like, headset for what? He's like, well, you're going to be my play-by-play guy. I'm like, fuck, I am? I'm like, I thought he wanted to be the ring announcer. I'm over here thinking I'm going to be like Michael Buffer. And that was it. And like, I got to look it up. The reason I remember this fight is because it was at the Longshoreman Hall. And it was cool. But the guy who was on that card, Jason Gavern, he's a heavyweight, would go on to be at a fight that I worked a few years, like maybe a decade later. And the reason I remember that name is because he fought Deontay Wilder early on at let's see, this fool, he fought Deontay Wilder in 2014. This guy named Jason Gavern. It was the Sean Porter Kell Brook fight in 2014. So I worked that. He was on the card that day. Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Sakio Bika, Anthony Durrell, Omar Figueroa Jr. So coach was in that corner. Deontay Wilder, Jason Gavern. It was a lot of people. Jason Quigley was making his second fight ever. Callum Smith was on the card. Dominic Brazil was on the card. Jorge Linares Ira Terry was on the card. So it was August 14th at Stubble Center in Carson, promoted by Oscar. So Gavern, I'm like, I know this guy's name. I know him. Why do I know him? Gavern must have fought. This guy was, I'm like, oh my God. Where did he go? Gavern fought in, here it is, 2006. I saw him fight in 2006 at the Longshoreman Hall in Wilmington, California. And then 8 years later, this dude's fighting Deontay Wilder, and I'm doing the play-by-play for that. So I went from thinking I'm doing the ring announcing to being that play-by-play. But that was such a weird night. I don't consider it my first fight ever, because it was just one of those like, all right, just talk. I'm like, okay, hey, here you go. Like, that was it. But my first fight ever that I consider was 2013. So there it is. So Alan's more, how old was I? 2006, I don't know, like 25, 26. I wasn't even on the radio yet. I was like the guy working behind the scenes. So that's what it was. All right, let's see here. Oh, we got more questions. Y Toño, no Toño today. Toño got the day off. Oh, do I miss doing the radio show? Man, let me tell you this, Cuñado. So 2 years ago, Jessica Rosales and myself and young Bobby Diaz, we had a show called Golden Boy Radio. It was on Dash Radio. We do it 3 times a week. It was a cool concept, cool idea, and I've told Golden Boy that we should do it again. Not the radio show, but a podcast version of that. So it was pretty cool, and it was fun. It was like normal radio show, like if you listen to Big Boy or, like the morning show. Like, imagine like Piolín in English. And it was cool. We would have the fighters come on to promote the show that they're going to be on, promote the fights. And it was really fun to do. It sucked waking up at 4:30 for 3 days, but that's what it was for. And we'd have the fighters on. We'd come in the studio, and then we'd play some music, the Roswell mix. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of stuff behind the scenes that we couldn't control that I wish we could have, but that would have been great to do. But I've told Jessica that, it'd be nice if they could bring it back, let me and her do it, a podcast version of that, or maybe, like, look, we have the technology now. I'm doing a podcast with you guys here where you're interacting with us. We can do this, but aim it at, you know what? Be quiet. If this was tea, it would be tea. I'll be quiet with that one. Ruben Gonzalez checking in right now. Thanks to everybody who bought tickets for the raffle for TMD as boxing. Ruben, glad to help in any way possible. All right, Toño, if you're still watching, jump on, Toño. I told everybody they weren't. You weren't going to come on just to see if you'd cry and leave, or not you, Toño, the fans would cry and leave, but there it is. Max Palacios, about that Kazakhstan article, go back and look at it, read it, and it was something that was taken care of a couple years ago. It's been taken care of. So go back and read it. Raza wasn't available tonight. Nah, man. Sometimes you got to, look, I got an ego too. I want to shine. If I bring in Razo, he takes away all the shine, bro. So simple as that. And he wasn't, because it was something Rams related that he had to do. Toño's not watching anymore. Toño. See? You guys are my witness that I offered Toño an opportunity to come on the show. So 2 more minutes. If he doesn't, then we hang up and we start drinking, because it's only 9:20. But without a doubt, thank you guys so much for DMing me, letting me know that you want the tickets. Let's see here. Mikey, Ruben Palang. Look, I'm telling you guys to DM me. I'm checking the DMs right now to send me a DM request. Francisco Lopez, I just got your Instagram. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. There it is. Quiere llorar.
No.
Quiere llorar. Toño, I made you wait 51 minutes, all right? I made you wait 51 minutes.
I know you did. It's all right.
Were you listening to the stories, Toño?
Yes. I've been listening to all of them.
Yeah? Was it good story time for me?
Very good story time. Yeah, I mean, no. It's awesome because this is something that people don't know what goes on. So you actually letting them know the hard work you do, the hard work you put, to do your work, your job. It's awesome.
There you go. Gracias, Toño. Gracias, Toño. Oh, there it is. Myself. There it is. What are you drinking? Oh, Barrilitos?
Yep. Yep.
Cheers, Toño. And cheers to everybody on ThursDIAZ.
Cheers.
See, well, with the first 51 minutes. Jesus M, do I watch Telemundo Boxing? No, because I don't know what time it comes on. Like, I don't know what time Telemundo Boxing comes on, and because by the time I know it's coming on, they've already tweeted out the results, so I don't watch it. Do I miss Solo Boxeo? Heck yeah. I used to work Friday night at ESPN Radio, pushing the buttons, and I would watch Ricardo Celis and Bernardo Osuna on Solo Boxeo and Lupe Contreras with Quien es Más Macho. And now I work with Lupe and I give him a ride when we do the Thompson show. So it's pretty cool. It brings it all back. So it's pretty cool. Toño, how you doing?
Beto, I'm doing awesome. And just to let you know about Solo Boxeo, today is 21 years exactly that I fought on a Solo Boxeo card in Wendover, Utah. I fought a guy by the name of Jose Luis Lopez, I believe. It was at the hangar in Wendover, Utah.
Toño, how do you know this?
I don't know.
Did you look or did you like?
No. In the morning, I was like, "Oh, May 13th." The reason I remember is because I don't know for what reason in my ID back in the days they had my birthday May 13th, but it's actually June 13th. They had it a month earlier. So I remember when I fought, after the fight, I knocked the guy out like in the 3rd or 4th round. And after the fight, I see the ring girls coming in with a huge cake and singing happy birthday. I'm like, oh, Chuck, my birthday's not today. It's next month. But I just went along with it. Oh, my birthday. Hey, if you look at the fight, it's on I think it's on YouTube. It was on Solo Boxeo. When Solo Boxeo used to be at 12 noon Sundays.
It was a Sunday, Toño.
Yeah, it was a Sunday at the hangar in Wendover, Utah.
Toño, you've been hit in the head so many times that you don't know where you were at today. You have no clue. But you remember May 13th of 2001?
Yes, it was awesome.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Did you go back and look at the box rec?
No, I just remember because that May 13th always comes to my head because of that fight. Because they thought it was my birthday. Today I was like, oh, today's my fake birthday.
So when's your birthday, Toño?
June 13th, next month. Exactly a month from today.
All right, Toño. You did fight at the hangar in West Wendover, Utah. I have no idea where that's at.
Let me tell you, it's in the middle of nowhere. We drove from India to Vegas one night. We spent the night there, and then next morning on Friday, we drove from Vegas to Utah. As soon as we got out of Vegas, it was all desert, all the way to Wendover. We hit Wendover, and it's just one or two casinos in that area. It's actually in the state line of Nevada and Utah.
Oh,
and
my
it's funny,
God.
and it's funny because you go into the to register for your room to check in. You check in Nevada.
Yep.
You get your room key, and when you go to the elevator and your rooms are in Utah. So it was pretty crazy.
I'm looking at the map right now, Tonio, and you aren't kidding. It is.
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere.
It's in the middle, right there.
Yeah. It's actually like 5-6 hours from 4 or 5 hours from Vegas to there, like 6 hours, and it's 2.5 hours from Salt Lake City to there.
Yeah, Tonio. Wow.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, you check in right there. I put it on Google Maps and it said Nevada, and I put Utah and it gave me Nevada. Like it just wouldn't admit that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tonio, you're fantastic. All right, let's play Q&A with Tonio.
Okay.
The
Q&A.
hangar in West Wendover, Utah. Your opponent was Jorge Luis Lopez. What did you do in the fight?
I knocked him out.
Yes, you did.
I knocked him out. I remember it was fourth. I wanted to do some rounds. I think it was like fourth, fifth. As a matter of fact, if you look at that fight, I did some southpaw for the first time in my career. I think that was the only fight I've ever done southpaw. I did a round or two southpaw, and I was able to drop him like in the fourth or fifth round.
You won in the fifth round, correct?
Yes.
Who else was on that card, Tonio?
I don't know. I just remember I was on the card.
Mia St. John.
Mia St. John. You know what? Mia St. John fought on all my cards at Fantasy Springs, in Vegas, in Utah. Yeah, she always fought on my cards.
Okay, this is going to be a name, Tonio, that I know because I've worked his fights. Luis Arceo.
Yes, that guy has fought at Thompson's like every weekend.
Yeah, Luis Arceo is from Tijuana.
El Vampiro, right?
Vampiro. He is now 29, 17, and 5. Right? At that time, Tonio, Luis Arceo was 5-0.
Oh, wow.
Also, Tonio, Stevie Johnson was on the card.
Stevie Johnson, yeah, former world champion, yes.
Yeah, former world champion Stevie Johnson was on that
from
card.
Denver.
Yeah. He fought a guy, Pedro Garcia, who was 29 and 29. Pinche Tonio, the fact that you can remember this is fantastic.
Dude, yeah, it's just crazy. It's just, I mean, I remember things because of certain things that makes me think. Like, for example, I remember this because of my birthday. They thought it was my birthday, May 13th. So I remember May 13th of 2000. That's when I fought. They thought it was my birthday, so they tried to surprise me with the birthday cake, you know. And I remember other things because of other I don't know, just the things I do.
You're the best, though. You are absolutely the best when it comes to that.
See, when I was younger, like a lot of people, like Joao, Julio, whenever they travel to LA, they call me, hey, how do I get to this area? Well, I have to explain to them, okay, well, you take this freeway, and then you're gonna make a right on this street. You're gonna see a tree with the wall was painted like this, and we'll make a left. See, I have to explain exactly what I saw because when I was younger, we used to go to fights, amateur fights. And I'm the kind of person that I cannot sleep in a car. I cannot sleep in a plane. So while everybody was asleep, I'll be like watching everything. Like, okay, we'll drive through here. Oh, I see that big old tree, that big old ugly looking tree. Okay, I see. Okay, so I started seeing like little things that would remind me for later in the future, right? So I'll be driving and I'll see like a pink wall. Okay, pink wall. We made a right in this pink wall. We made a left in this pink wall. So then when I started driving, when I started coaching, and I started going to these tournaments, that's how I remembered certain gyms, certain addresses, certain everything. I put little things together. Like,
El Presidente Chusma knows everything. Tono, you do know that you'd be perfect in like the Secret Service. Like when somebody gets kidnapped, they teach them like, okay, if they blindfold you and put you in a car, you have to count until you make a turn. Okay, and then you count how many times they roll over. Like that's you, Tono. You're a spy. You are.
I don't know. I don't know. I might be.
If they
like the guy from Taken,
it's like Taken. The movie Taken. Like nobody's gonna take you, Tono, because you're gonna be able to find your way home. That's it. You are the Mexican Liam Neeson.
Hey, I forgot to show you. You told me I might be in the show, so I went out and watched that. Look at this baby. Awesome.
Tono, stand back up, man. Stand back up so everybody can take a screenshot of this. Stand up, Tono. Your server's a little spotty. All right. Don't move, Tono. Just stay like that. Just stay like that, Tono. Hold the pose. Don't move, Tono. Everybody take a screenshot of this. I need everybody to take a screenshot of this. All right. 5 more seconds, Tono. Everybody get a screenshot.
You want the back?
Oh, no, Tono, man. Get that.
No, it has in the back, too.
No.
It has in the back.
You're going to be like Tyson Fury.
This shirt was made for me in 1999.
And it still fits?
Hey, it still fits perfect, baby. Look at this. Perfect. Look at this.
Oh, my God. Tono. Okay, so here's what I need everybody to do. Everybody who took a screenshot.
Tag everybody. No.
Tag everybody. I need everybody to take a screenshot that everybody took. Go on Instagram. Tag Tono. Tag Coach. Tag Roberto. And tag me. And make sure you guys put ThursDIAZ on there. Because we need to get the word out there that Tono Diaz has his shirts from 1999. The fact that Tono came onto the show wearing his own shirt. Yeah, his own shirt. You train all these fantastic world-class fighters, and you're going to promote yourself. I respect that, Tono, because if you don't promote yourself, nobody else will.
Exactly. I got to promote myself.
Yeah. If nobody loves you, just remember, Tono loves you.
See, it's every time I come in the show, I for some reason, I always have that Golden Boy shirt, a different Golden Boy shirt. And you say you were going to be in the show, you want to put on a shirt. No, this time I did go put on a shirt. Because they said I was going to be in the show.
No. I don't. I have a Golden Boy shirt. I have a Thompson shirt. I think, what else do I have? That's it, because they're the ones I work for. So
you don't have a Antonio Diaz shirt.
I don't want an Antonio Diaz shirt because if I had an Antonio Diaz shirt, I would never take it off. So I can't wash it. I'll be like, Antonio Diaz gave me that shirt. Here it is.
Dude.
Tono, you see the new one I got? From Tin Book Sale.
Oh, yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I when I saw you, I went and I followed him already.
Yeah. He puts up the links to all the fights that are in Mexico.
Awesome.
Dude, he's the one who had the fights in Bolivia, all that other stuff. So Tin Book Sale is an excellent dude. He's fantastic for it. All right.
Nice.
Tono, what else you got? What else you got coming up?
Well, we have Back to Bully, Manuel Flores. I have another kid that I've been working with. His name is Francisco Rodriguez. He fights in Jalisco. It's El Salto, Jalisco, June 5th. We're still getting busy. I just talked to Joao earlier. I guess he was stuck in traffic. He said he'll try to see if he can make it on time for the show.
But did you hear how I'm going to go to Tijuana next week? So it's the Instagram is Elite Boxing Official. Elite Boxing Official. And they already have their shows June 26th, July 31st, September. They're like doing it all right, man. So Elite Boxing Official, the Instagram account. I'm going to be at Big Punch Arena. Tono.
Big Punch.
What advice do you have for me for Big Punch Arena? Remember, I'm not the most Mexican.
No, be yourself. Just be yourself. Trust me.
But I want to make sure I come back.
No, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. There's a lot of American people out there. Don't think, porque Tijuana, I need to be, I need to speak Spanish. Trust me, there's a lot of Americans out there.
Okay. But what about the arena?
I've never been in there. I've heard about it, a lot about it, but I've never been in that one.
See, everybody's heard about Big Punch.
Yeah, but I've never been in there. I fought at Tijuana twice. One of them didn't come to my record. It was funny. I can tell you the story. It was
Dude, go
funny,
ahead.
this fight.
Go ahead.
Okay. Back in the
solo
day,
shot, Toño, solo shot.
oh no, not solo shot. Back in the days, I was promoted by that Indian casino up in San Diego, Siquan Promotions. They had Joan Guzman, they had Carlos Baldomir, and my manager told me, "Hey, I got you a fight in Tijuana on the undercard of Chavez Jr." Chavez Jr. was just coming up, right? So I go, all right. So I was getting ready. I got on weight. He tells me, I need you here by Friday morning for the weigh-ins. Okay, so where do I go? He goes, you have your room in San Diego at the certain hotel right there in Hotel Circle. All right, so I go check in, and then I tell him, hey, what time is the weigh-ins? Oh, I'll let you know. I'll pick you up. Okay. He never picked me up. I go, dude, the weigh-ins already over. I saw the weigh were already over and everything on the media. And then I go, hey, the weigh-ins already over. When do I weigh in? Oh, don't worry. How much do you weigh? I go, I'm weighing 140. I think I found 142, 141. I go, I'm weighing 141, 142. Okay, you're good. Go eat. I already told him already. Go ahead. I was like, what? You serious? Like, I don't get to weigh in? All right. So I go eat and everything. Next day, he tells me, hey, drive to Tijuana, go to this area, and I'll see you there. Okay, so next day, go to Tijuana. We go to this old bull ring. And Chavez's fight, I mean, all the fights start going. And then Chavez Jr. fights. He fights a guy that wasn't that great. And the guy put hands on him. And I don't know for what reason the fight got stopped. The fans got so mad. They started throwing beer. They started cussing. They started yelling. So then Chavez Jr. was walking back towards the locker room. And his dad was cussing with everybody. He was fighting with the whole fans. And this is back then when Chavez Senior was on the bad road before he went to rehab and stuff. But he was like, dude, he was bad, fighting with all fans. So then that was the last fight of the night. So then after the fights, they're tearing the ring down. So I tell the guy, hey, what about us? You know, me and my opponent. Oh, go to the ring. So we walk into the ring and I get in the ring.
Wait. Hold on. Toño, you have your gloves on.
Yes, my gloves, my shorts, ready. Yeah.
You're ready for the fight.
Yeah.
But they're tearing down the ring.
They were gonna start taking off the paddings they have in the corner.
They're taking it down.
So they tell me, hey, go to the ring, go to the ring. So I run to the ring and they go, wait, hay una pelea más. Sí. So then they start looking, oh, aquí está. So then they're like, hey, they start asking, hey, ¿tú quieres ser referee? No, ya terminé. Hey, tú. So they get any guy, and they go inside and put him a blue shirt. They make a tuck it in. And I fight the guy. I think I stopped the guy like in the second round. I stopped him.
What year is this, Toño? What year?
It's not in the box rec.
Oh, it's not in box rec.
It wasn't in box rec.
Look, my hair's all messed up now. I wonder why it's not in box rec. Toño, it was like a backyard fight.
Yeah. And my man, dude, hey, but I got paid 20 G's for that fight.
Wait, you got 20,000 for a fake fight?
Yeah.
You're the original YouTuber.
Because my manager was he was one of the casino people, was Juan. So his job was to give me a fight, and my minimum was that. So he got me that fight. Never counted my record, and then it was, dude, it was one of the craziest fights I've ever had in my whole career.
Toño,
and then also my second time.
Toño. The fact that you didn't weigh in, that wasn't kind of like something's off here?
Hey, I believe in my manager.
Okay, I believe in rules, Toño. There's a weigh-in for a reason. You've been weighing in since you were a little kid. All of a sudden,
yeah, my manager called me and said, "You okay?" He goes, how much do you weigh? I'm like 141, 142. Okay, you're done. He told them, hey, he weighs 42. Okay, done. And then I went. It was Joao, me, and Julio. Dude, it was crazy. Second time I fought in Tijuana was at the Playas in Tijuana when.
Hold on. I'm still back to this story about.
Okay, back to the story. Okay.
You and your fake fight for 20,000. You don't even know how much you weigh, and
I did. I was 141 and a half, 142. The fight was at 142, and I was starving that day for the weigh-ins. I was already on weight.
Okay, Now you got 20,000. How? Did
How
you get a check? Did you get cash?
Oh, check.
Okay,
My check.
but you were in Mexico, so
No, but I got paid with San Diego over your money.
I wouldn't have paid you for that.
Shit. That's why you're not a manager.
It was a YouTube fight,
but-
Tonyo. Like
No, it wasn't. YouTube didn't exist.
but that's
back
what
in
it
the days.
was. It was a back. Like you probably didn't. The ropes were probably shoestrings.
No.
La mangueras. They wasn't a real ring.
Probably.
Hey, was there a ring announcer?
They announced it from the ball. Hey, acá está fulano. Hey, fulano. Oh, that was it. Like they didn't even announce it acá professionally, like gallegos. No, they just said, "Está este fulano. Let's go fight."
Hey, I'm not mad at you, Tonyo, because 20,000 for pirateria stuff. Okay, cool.
Hey,
But there's a reason it's not on BoxRec.
because they put it. See, like right now, in Mexico, they're very
Shady.
what they go, no, what are they shady? But now they're very concerned about boxing. Right? I had a guy call me earlier. He called me, hey, just let you know, I'm making some fights in Mexicali. This is the 19th of June. If you want to put any of your boys, I'll charge you less than anybody else. So much for this for 6 rounds, so much for 4 rounds, and right after it'll be a box ring. He told me like it'll be a box ring right after. Like okay, like all right, I'll let you know. I'm busy that day. I'll be in El Paso, but I'll let you know. And then the guys in Mexico and over in Guadalajara, the same thing. Once the fights are finished, they'll tell you, hey, the fights are in box ring. They have to make sure the fights. And back in the days, people didn't care about box ring.
Yeah.
Now everything has to be registered.
Everybody's making they wanted Tonyo to take a break joke, and it was true. Everybody wanted you to take a break.
Dude, and the thing is, we got to the arena. We got to the arena like around 2-3 o'clock. They told us to be like 2-3 o'clock. We were gonna be like the second fight. Dude, they had like 20-30 fights. Chavez was the last one, like around 11 at night, and I fought like 11:30, 12.
But you were like famous at that time,
No
right?
taco.
Or not yet?
No.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, I was, but then that was like that fight was in when Chavez Jr. fought at Playa de Tijuana. He fought no, that wasn't that one. It was before, a year before. I was that was already after fighting who did it was after Margarito fight. One of the after I think I remember. It was one of the after Margarito fight. I wasn't that famous no more, but yeah, it was. People recognize me.
All I know is that Tonyo should be the main event. I can't believe that they were taking it down. They were treating you like a swing fight. That's what it was.
Yeah. No, but it wasn't the promoter's fault. It was,
No, I know.
What was it? No, it wasn't them. It was I don't know how my manager was able to just throw me in there. Like I don't even know if he spoke to the people, or what the hell, like he just go. I'm like, what the hell, like. Dude, you serious? Like, they're not even putting my music or nothing. No, just go. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I'm glad you were worried about your music, considering that there's guys taking off the ring. Like you.
I need a gallo de oro to be able to knock him out in one round.
That reminds me. Okay, so we were telling story time, and we're gonna wrap it up soon. When I did a Pepe Gomez show in Playa del Carmen,
that was nice.
It was nice, but it was in the plaza, right? So the hotel I stayed at was around the corner. So I'm walking. It was for back then WTV, and I don't know. I that was one of the worst experiences ever because I connected in Houston. What up, Jeremiah Gallegos? One of the worst airports ever because there was a lightning storm, so we got delayed. So I was supposed to land at 6 p.m. in Cancun or in Cancun. I landed at 4 a.m. because it was such a delay, and of course. There's nobody there to pick me up. So I see the shuttles that are taking you to the hotels. And I go up to the guy and he's like, hey, right here, Beto Duran. And I knew right away, give him some money. And I'm like, whatever gets me closest to the town. And I got there. And then the next day, so we're going to the fight. I'm walking and I look next to me. I see the fighters walking with me. The fighters already have their hands wrapped. I'm like, wait a minute. You just wrapped your hands in the room and now you're walking to here
To fight.
Like, where are the rules? Remember, this is the first time I'm doing a fight in Mexico. I'm looking around, I'm like, oh man, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. They give me my list of the fights that I'm going to work. I have my 5 notes. I'm doing my research because I didn't know which fights I was working until that day. The first fight that comes up, they tell me it's going to be fulano de tal, whatever. I look up, and the ring announcer, completely different people. No idea who they are. 3 fights that weren't armed. They weren't even on the bout sheet, Tono. I announced 3 fights of people who I didn't know they were. And what I did was I went to the corner. I was like, who is this? Who is this? And I wrote down names. No records, no nothing. And I'm working by myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And all I kept thinking was Mexico.
Mexico. Yeah, it's Mexico. No, not only in Mexico. Right here, I have some guys. We we train some of the MMAs, and there was this guy, 4 fighters. They told me, Coach, we fight Saturday. We fight Saturday. The weigh-ins are tomorrow. Those are Thursday. He goes, can you go and wrap us our hands? The fight was gonna be in Hemet. I go, you know what, dude? I go, I can't show up. I can't be there. He goes, hey, well, what if you pre-wrap us and just cut it and take it out and then we'll use it? I go, but that's okay. So sure enough, the 4 guys, they got to the gym. I wrapped them like they're gonna fight. I just cut the back of it. They pulled it out. They put it together. They went to the fight of it. They slipped their hands inside. They put tape on it. They fought and they won by knockout. So it's not only in Mexico. It's here too.
Mexico. Nathan Villarreal. What's up, Nathan Villarreal? You're watching us right now. You're only 5 years old. Saludos to Nathan and your dad, Miguel. Yes, Nathan, this is real. We do know you and we're watching you. And Nathan, it's 9:45. You got to go to sleep, bro. A dormir, mijo. Ya estuvo.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There it is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So everybody's saying that Tono dated Jenny Rivera. Okay.
I did what?
You were dating Jenny Rivera.
Oh, nah.
See, that's why your fans are here. Tono wanted to beat somebody up. Tono, were you able? Last question: were you able to take a break this week?
Let's see. What did I do this weekend? No, I didn't take a break. Oh yeah, we did. We had a good time. We had a good time this weekend. Yeah. The last time I was at Tijuana, I was at the Cheers. I don't know if you've ever been to Cheers.
No. I don't,
Cheers?
I don't go to Tijuana.
Let me tell you. Hey, let me tell you. That was the craziest thing I saw. I walk in. It's a big nightclub. But you walk all the way to the back. Well, you can't even tell there's boxing there. You can't even tell there's boxing. It's a big nightclub. You walk in the nightclub all the way to the back. There's some stairs. You go to the second floor, and they put the boxing up there. And then there's another a little attic at top where you climb up, and that thing moves with everybody up there. That's what the people with the fighters hand wrap. They put their hand ups and everything. Dude, I was there for one of the fights that one of our fighters fought there. It was 1:30 in the morning.
No way.
And we're barely walking in the ring.
No.
There was like 27 fights, and we were like the 25.
They love doing that in Mexico, huh? Where they like 15 fights, like.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there were like 1 round knockouts. It was people from the U.S. against people from there. 1 round knockout, 2 second round knockout. But dude, it was like, and I remember that day. You know who fought there? I forget this guy. The heavyweight. The Nigerian. It's a guy from Nigeria. He fought a lot of heavyweight champions. What's his name?
Nigerian heavyweight.
Yeah, the Nigeria. But back in the days, he fought. I think he fought like Larry Foreman, and he fought. I don't know. Yeah, they call him the Nigerian, the Nigerian Nightmare. I don't remember. But
he was remember like, everything, but you can't remember a guy from Nigeria who's a heavyweight.
I was like, man, what is this guy doing here? This guy was a former world class, contender, back in the days.
Samuel Peter?
Samuel Peters, exactly. Samuel Peters was there. He was the main event right after us.
Samuel Peter was the main event in Tijuana.
Yeah.
Wow.
Samuel Peters.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. All right, Tono, nos vemos. We'll see you next week. I don't know if we will have a show next week. If we do, it'll be at 9 o'clock. I don't know because my son has a game next week. They play a big one, and I got to work that game. So I got to go.
If not, what we could do is just leave the thing set up and I'll do the show. You can just leave it set up and no.
You can. you can do it. You can do it, and all of a sudden you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, why?" Like here. Okay, so
that's awesome.
Here, let me take a picture of what my screen looks like right now, and I'm gonna show you guys what my screen looks like while the show is going on. It's coming through. Where's it at?
Oh, you can take a picture.
That's what my screen looks like while the show is going on.
All the comments. Damn.
No, but all that stuff right there, Tono. You ready to handle all this?
Oh, easy. Once I see it, I'll take a break. Until you get back. That was awesome.
The Choose My Takeover is in full effect. All we need is Tono. Tono, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're smart.
The iPad is ready. Everybody says thank you guys so much for listening for the first part of the Beto Solo Boxeo show. Go and support everybody else. Make sure you guys go and post on Instagram. Tag Tono, tag Coach, tag Roberto, and tag me. Put ThursDIAZ on there, and we'll get this. And I'm thinking maybe one of these days, Pheno Boxing, we could do a little roundtable with you and Coach and somebody else just to take a question from fans and see what's going on. So maybe we'll do that down the road, and then Marco Favela can put a nice little flyer and promo, all that other good stuff. So I don't know, Pheno, we'll get you on in pretty soon. We got to do it the right way. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's see, what else did I have? Stickers. If you guys DM me in the next 10 minutes, I will send out the stickers. So if you don't DM me in the next 10 minutes, then I'm not going to send anything because by 10 o'clock, I'm going to be drinking. So
did you get the tag from a couple of the guys today? I gave them some stickers today, and they tagged you, me.
Tono, I didn't get those. Here's why. I got one, but the reason is if you're private and you tag me, I don't see it. So you have a lot of people that are private in your accounts, Tono, because they tell me I tag you. So a lot of your friends are hiding information. So
Razzle just got here. He said, "What did he miss? You missed a lot, Razzle."
No, Razzle was fantastic. Razzle's the guy who told us, I can't do the show tonight. I'm busy. All of a sudden, he checks in. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Hey, Beto. Nice to see you. Take care.
Buenas noches. Gracias, Toño.